All right, ladies and gents. So, welcome to the Immortal Campfire. The premise of this is, most of us, probably everyone here, you guys have had the opportunity to play the game. Obviously, it's released if you aren't for some reason. What I was hoping we can do is, spend some time reviewing kind of the last week in game, some of the events that are going on, answer some questions that you guys might have, because I know some stuff is definitely clear, some is not clear. So that's kind of the premise of what we're looking to talk about. Obviously, this is going to be recorded. I have 2 bots going right now. So if you have to check out for any reason and you want to review it, I'll have the recording thrown up on one of the campfire announcements. The format of this, just for those people that haven't been on in a while or have never been on one of these stages, is we have a speaker, in which case right now that's me. If anyone else wants to join, there is an ability to raise your hand at the bottom of the UI. And I can bring you up onto the stage, and certainly we can have a discussion back and forth. If for some reason you can't, and you do have a fast question you want to ask, like right now, King Joel is utilizing the Campfire chat. There's the Campfire chat text channel that you guys can use, just to shoot questions at me. And I'm glad to kind of take it for what it is. The kind of topics we kind of stray away from is, this is supposed to be general use, general knowledge, so we're not really talking about family situation, inside of Scrappy Echoes. If it comes up, it comes up, but, that's not the purpose of this. This is a format for people that just want to get more familiar with the game, kind of review some of the old and new stuff that we've had. To me, the one thing I really wanted to spend a little time on was the Shadow Wars that started first round last night, especially because that's brand new to this release. But then we'll even talk about the new zones, or some of the things that are a little less obvious for people. Like I know the Shadows and Immortals, joining that was kind of convoluted to a lot of people, or getting down to the Legacy of Haradrim. That's kind of complicated if people don't know, what they have to do and in what order, or even the Heliquary, kind of getting that started up. So, again, what I'm just kind of hoping is that, you guys can kind of chime in with some of your questions, how do-wise, or, this wasn't too clear. One of the things that has also kind of been happening, which is actually kind of nice, is especially for our friends that are not English first speakers, the recordings are actually getting posted up onto YouTube, where it does some quality may vary, but does some auto translations, through YouTube's magic sauce, and then you guys can certainly enjoy that, which I thought was a great thing, and that was something sparked up by one of our family members here, which is definitely nice. And then just real quick on the Shadow War, I see your comment, Will. One of our North America West leaders, William J., just tagged me, which is always a great idea because then I'll keep an eye on it. For a general shout out to everyone that participated in the Shadow War, at least for the first round, we had a really good showing. At every one of our families that participated, looks like they came out victorious, which was, really awesome. Definitely something that I was actually just talking to Nemo about, because at least in the North American East server, what's it, 7 p.m. server time, the Scrappy Echoes Mischief, my squad, it goes up against the Scrappy Echoes, Scrappy squad, Nemo squad, which will be, we were joking around, will be the battle of the century, just because it's going to be good fun. Obviously, I know how strong he is, and he's well versed in what he has to do. He's definitely going to be cleaning some house, but hopefully we can give him a good run, because my squad is definitely scaling up so that hopefully we can give Nemo a run for his money. And I can't wait to take on the rest of his crew, in our main event. So it'll definitely be something worth seeing. And at the very least, it has a little camaraderie, and I forget now who said it last night, the other night. They said that this is kind of like its own little, shadow war, or, shadows on its own, because you've got different clans all working together, and one of us will be the best clan, and the other ones are perpetually trying to test them and unseat them from the best. And I thought it was kind of a funny analogy, but it's also very accurate that in the story of or the lore rather that goes on, that it's very apropos, for this, that even if one of the family members on our server, or in the EU server, NA West, or Oceania, if you have multiples, you're competing against each other, and outside of this time, we're working together, we're improving everyone, but in the end, ultimately one of us has to be the top dog, which I thought was kind of a like I said, an interesting way to kind of describe it. So, for those that weren't really keyed in, I think most of you probably saw, Echo and Nemo's videos today. The battle that happened last night, the Shadow Wars, is multi-day, multiple bracketed competition, where effectively, the Rite of Exile is played out in between two clans, and it was actually kind of interesting that that they built this in. It's obviously brand new to the production release. I know one of the complaints that I had heard was people saying that unless you were the top Shadow Clan or the Immortal Clan, you never got to see this, the Rite of Exile, where the 30v1 competition, and this was an opportunity now for really any clan to see it, which I think is definitely interesting, because it is the story of the Shadows and the Immortals. Like it really fits in perfectly, and it allows for some competition. There's 3 simultaneous battles that go on. Each of them has up to 30 people in it, in your clan, and you're all going against 3 different Immortals. Effectively, one of those raid bosses is the leader of the other clan, and then the other 2 are AI generated. And it actually is a really interesting to really see it all go out. And like I said, it is the whole point of the story, because after the cycle turns, or comes to a close rather, we'll have the Rite of Exile, and at that point in time, the top dark houses will combine together to go against the Immortal, and they'll actually have the opportunity to compete for it live. And I know, at least from the alpha and the beta, aside from little skirmishes, they weren't even real battles. The dark houses that went forward, the first time they really did this event was during the actual event. There wasn't a real ability to practice it, and this becomes an interesting way to again practice and work together. And I hope that we actually see some more of these types of things. And, from what I've seen in, other videos on YouTube and, my own limited experience, I actually kind of messed up the timer a little bit. I'll admit that one. There was a, great way to really get in and get some teamwork going. I had chats with my leaders going, and I wanted them to kind of work it all together because it's one of those, we have to do this really as a team. And, ultimately, some of them were looking at me to say that they needed me to go in and lead it. I'm like, no, I've got my own, battle that I have to worry about. I'm going to be going up against 30 people. And obviously that's got its own challenge. I said, you guys can go in and, do what you need to do, organize your people. I'll help, getting the seats filled, making certain that it's all in there. Obviously, as Echo and Nemo both had in their videos, you want to make certain that the main battle is, largely filled out, because the point is overtaking the Immortal for best Dark Clan. But the support clans, or the support fights, when they, in their own, respects, they can actually buff the main fight. So if we were to, support 2 wins, that's an extra 5% to the main battle for strength on the Immortal. And same with the first support clan, it's 10%. So that actually mean that if my squad actually took care of the 2 supports, beat up both supports, then that my guys, or I would receive 10, 5, 10, or even 15% boost, to the whole, to my performance, which again, really makes that battle really turn. And one of the things they also say is, make certain that you stack, you've plugged people into all the battles, because if no one was on the offensive for support 2, that's an immediate win for the Immortal. I know things weren't really 100% clear, but obviously there's some lessons learned now. That we sign up on Tuesday. You sign up for the hour that you want to do the competition. And in my case, my clan, I kind of just draw out of a hat. But I said 7 o'clock. Figured that was after dinner, before bedtimes. If anyone's got little kids, this is the opportunity to do it. And then you've got, from that hour, 20 minutes to prepare, to get all of your clan members together, organized in clan chats. I'm seeing some comments in here about things that other people have done on different message boards and whatnot, and it just becomes a way to gather your crew together and prepare. And then at 20 minutes after the hour, bang, the gun goes off. The actual battles fully go on. And speaking of which, here's one of those Immortals will come forth and really start going to town. And it's one of those, I've seen it individually, I've seen recordings. If you're one of the 30 going on the Immortal, that's nothing but a challenge. And then if you're become the Immortal and going and have 30 people or up to 30 people chasing you, that's its own little skirmish, because you got lots and lots going on, and there's lots of numbers and damage, and it definitely looks like a craziness, but certainly a lot of fun, and not something that again, everyone got to experience in the alphas and the betas. What's up, Nemo? Thank you for joining.
Hey, what's up, Ed? Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. We were talking about the cool shadow event.
Yeah, and I thought that was definitely a lot of fun, to kind of see it, and now everyone can experience it instead of, just the 2 or 3 clans that really saw it during the alphas and the beta.
Yeah, this is really cool too. I had a lot of fun. I don't know. I think a lot of people were expecting a PV. I think people were expecting PvP. some of the people that in the comments, well, in my video anyway, they were saying like, hey, I was disappointed because I thought it was going to be a PvP, but this is like a PvE event. So I actually thought it was a lot of fun. Which now again, going against the Immortal and being the Immortal are two different things. It was a little, actually, it was really fun to, because most of the time when we saw that, right, it was sort of like a test thing where, like, almost like when you go up to the top, when you go to right where I forgot what's the Immortal something at the top. There's one of the NPCs. They'll give you like a little Immortal thing where you can become the Immortal and do that yourself to practice and test. That's sort of where we got. We never really had actual people. Was it the historian? Thank you, sir.
Something like that, yeah. And I know I could do that. You probably did it once or twice too, but you only went up against like 6 people, or six AIs. Like it was not, a full blown 30v1. And there was no way. There's really no way to really practice it except in this foray. And the same thing with as a shadow, like you could practice the Rite of Exile, and you could go up against the Immortal, but you only had 1 death, if I remember right. And as soon as you died, you were kicked out. and you almost felt like you had to know how to just not die or prolong that death.
It's funny because next week we're going up against your clan. So for all the folks that don't know, me and I'm in the Scrappy Echoes, and then Red is in the Mischief clan, which is the other Scrappy Echoes clan. We have 2 more, but us 2 are pinned against each other on Saturday. So we're going family against family, which is kind of exciting. But I think it's a lot of fun. But from what I understand, and I'm getting a lot of DMs from people too, like, oh, I cannot wait to take you down. I think everyone is excited to go against me as like the raid boss, which is gonna be pretty fun actually. I can't wait. I hope you're ready. Eat your Wheaties. Make sure that you bring your A game because I'm one mean Immortal boss.
I just gotta say, whoever wins that, you're gonna be facing us. So you have to, by default, you have to lose to us. So even if you're gonna win, you just have to stop hitting.
Is that how it is? Where I guess right, because you're gonna. Well, who's the?
We're facing Carnage. We're facing Scrappy Echoes Carnage.
Wow. So it's guaranteed that number 1 is gonna be one of the Scrappy Echoes clans.
Well, it's not guaranteed. There are 4 brackets. Our bracket, it's you and I. Their bracket, it's the 2 of them. And then brackets 3 and 4, it's different teams, So I wonder, they'll have to do some fold in with this round so that, whoever wins our competition, whoever wins, Wadham's competition, whoever wins the other, they'll probably be in their own bracket next week, to really shake it all out, or this is, first round practices just to seed everybody, and then the real competition begins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Wadhams, don't count your chickens before they're hatched, bud.
You have to lose those anyway, man. Like, that's the deal.
Vapor had like 70 kills as our Immortal, so.
Well, Vapor's too.
Yeah, I think I had like close to 80 as well. Yep.
Yes, Switch pointed out in the Campfire chat that Dark Days and Dragonfire, who are probably the other 2 top dark houses off the top of my head, and they're certainly up there, top 5, absolutely. They have their own brackets. So it's one of those, it'll probably be, the 2 of them and the 2 of us would be my speculation, in some sort of round off next week. But we'll see how all this pans out.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Make sure that you give them hell, all right? This is gonna be awesome. Well, I guess it depends who gets to move on here, but it's gonna be a rough one for next week, huh? For Saturday. Joel, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely be a lot of fun.
I might have to take Joel and bring him onto my team.
I don't know if Vapor will let you.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I already stole one from Vapor.
The other thing we could do, it would just be confusion. What would be funny is, Nemo, you and I go on a voice chat, because after the organization's done, I was like, well, there's no point in me really being in any chat.